Well, this is it. I am leaving the hotel in about, I would say, 18 minutes. 18 minutes. And then really just heading straight to the airport. Chaos? I don't know. Could be. One nice thing, I think, if I remember correctly, about first class on British Airways is you have your own check-in desk. So they separated, I believe, if I'm not wrong, first class will have a separate area to check in, even from business class, and I think business class has its own place too. So that can be nice. Last time it was just chaos, about a 45-minute wait just to kind of check in, which I actually got online check-in probably when I was a second person next in line. So I waited 45 minutes for nothing, but it was fine. I even went up there to kind of verify. And it was odd because last time, even during COVID, I was able to get my COVID test and then use it and then sign in and check in. Anyway, this time I can't do it remotely or online. I have to actually go to the desk and show my passport, whatever. So I don't know what's changed or why it's kind of gotten worse, but whatever. Anyway, so having my own, check-in desk, whatever, that helps. And I believe if I remember back from like 16 or whenever I was last year, maybe it was 17, but there is your own security gate too. So I believe you have your own security check, if I'm not mistaken. So that's actually kind of nice. You could skip those two things. And again, it's first class, but I used 70,000 miles and still had to pay like $800. But 60,000 miles is business class. So for an extra 10,000 miles, which I mean the face value, that's $275, but you can get miles just from using your credit card or a sign-up bonus. So highly worth it in that way. But the downside is to get that, I had to fly to New York City instead of Seattle, which would have been a lot more convenient. In fact, now I have to spend the night. I've discussed this in other videos, but that's the really big downside. So that's why I don't do this very often. Every 6 years is probably fine. I don't know. Maybe, I don't know the future, but anyway. So yeah, so as soon as I leave here, I will just go straight to the tube. Yeah. Do I miss it? How do I feel? No, that's the question. How do I feel? It's a little melancholy, I suppose, a tiny bit. Yeah, but I can't stay any longer just because I gotta get home. I'll be home for Christmas. Yeah, I have to be home for Christmas. So, and I wouldn't want to be here for Christmas. Yeah, it'd be not a lot to do. So, yeah, I definitely could stay longer if it were a different time of year, or if I had started the vacation early, but it was a good time to start it. So, yeah, I mean, it would have been nice to stay a little longer, but I've kind of done everything. In the weather, when it's cloudy and rainy, it's hard to do the outdoors. It's funny because outdoors you saw like 7 shows, I know. So I'm outdoors day and I'm off in shows at night because there's not much to do at night otherwise. So, or in museums, there's stuff to do, I guess, indoors, I should say. I don't know what I'm even talking about. But I would think, yeah, it's just, when the weather is better and that sunlight is more prominent, then it's probably a little nicer time to come. I think the worst thing is when you book a trip for May or something and you expect, okay, good weather, and it rains every day. It's like, oh, yeah, we won't get fooled again. Anyway, I did have pretty good weather this trip, so I'm not complaining at all. It was overall great weather. It's just when it was cold, yeah, it's it's not too cold. You can't bundle up enough to kind of defeat it, but it's just, the rain and the having to carry an umbrella. 30s are the worst. 20s, at least it's snowing and that's kind of cool, but 30s, it's freezing, not snowing, it's raining and you get wet and cold. And then 40s, it's actually doesn't feel cold at all when you get used to that. So, all right, I think that's it. I kind of want to get my coat and do kind of a Mr. Rogers thing because it's hanging over on the wall. But I stopped 10 minutes, so I'm not technically leaving. Oh, what do we have left in my pocket? I have a few coins, a 2-pounder, a couple singles, and a 50-cent piece. So 2, 3 for $5, $5.50. So maybe I'll hang on to that for a little while. I don't know. Yeah, haven't decided yet. All right, that's it. So cheers. We'll head to the airport and see what